Oh, that must be the bus. Okay. Okay, we're in Corfu. Corfu? That's what it's called, right? Yeah, me too, Kate. Yep. So we're gonna hop on the shuttle here. I heard it's a just a couple of minute ride.
It's a beautiful city.
Okay, it's a short shuttle ride. This is the shuttle, there's the ship. Here's the entrance. So we gotta go through this way. Hi, Kate. It's still flashing, so oh well. So this is where you go. Oh, they got a, is that a map or? Okay. Anyway, there's a few things. Oh, you can go to Albania from here. That's nice. Okay. Well, here comes a horse and a carriage. Hello. Looks fun though. So we just came from this red building here, and we thought maybe you could get outside the gate, but looks like you can't do that to walk along there, but we're just going to walk along here. Probably follow the bus. Yeah, I see it. That's how you get out, way over there. Wasn't that far. Little ways over there. Yes. So here's the hop-on, hop-off bus. City sightseeing, the red ones, like we saw in Athens. And there's another one, it's called City something. City... Corfu something, City something. Anyway. City tours, that's what it's called. So, probably another hop-on, hop-off. Smaller bus. And looks like this is how you get out. There's a entrance right there. And there's our beautiful island princess.
116-day home.
Yes. Yes, and we're about 6 weeks away from home. I should say crossing the... Yeah, I guess it's a street. Anyway, we're going to exit here. So this is the exit. This is how you get out. Apparently there's no other way to get out. We're going to Kentpo Center. Okay. And we're not going to go to Albania either. Let's stay on sort of the water side of the street, or the port side of the street. The other side has a nice walkway also. They also have other stuff there. Looks like shops and that kind of stuff. And here it looks like they sell tickets for the ferry. At least that's the way it looks. This looks like it used to be a factory of some kind. Big smokestack. Looks like it needs a little renovation. And here's another map. So we're here. So we got quite a ways to go. Just the backside of the old factory. There's a few shops across the street. Scooter rentals, that kind of stuff. So, right here at the domestic terminal, there's a roundabout. And you don't want to go this way, you want to go this way. At least that's what I think, according to my Google map. Nobody waved at you, Kate. So, we're going this way now. Looks like a good way to go. If I'm not mistaken, if you take the other road, it takes you more into the terminal area, and then there's kind of a dead end in there. So don't want to go there. So here's some stuff. Oh, look at that tree's blooming. Look at how pretty the tree is over there. It's like a crepe myrtle. So, could be, who knows. Anyway, we just thought this was kind of a cool looking spot here. It looks like some walls that are really old and crumbling down. So, and here we are. This is the domestic port, I think they call it. And the weather is very nice. Oh, okay, so Old Town, Old Port is straight ahead. Old Town is straight ahead.
And then what are the bottom two signs say?
Starts with a S. Spinata. There's the pirate ship. I saw this as one of the tourist attractions here in Corfu. I forget what it's called. It's not Black Pearl, it's Black something. I'll look it up. But it's a pirate ship. I'm sure it costs money to get on. But it doesn't cost money to walk by it. Here's some restaurants across the street from the pirate ship. And there's a snack bar here, closed also. These will probably open later as there's more people about. And it looks like the city center is over in that direction. I can see some churches, which is a good sign. Wait a minute, this is the Black Rose. Pirate ship. There's a bunch of stuff on the other side too. So almost across the street from the pirate ship is, they look like some old city walls here. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Okay, all right, so here's more of the, whatever this is, looks like city walls. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Tall. More down that way. Oh, there's a tunnel there too. Okay, we're gonna keep walking. It's cool. I gotta look on the map, see what this is. Wow. 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 Huge. Okay, here's a little info about this place. The new fortress, an excellent fortification example of the late Renaissance, was erected during the period of Venetian rule, 1576 to 1578, at the northwest end of Corfu town on the rocky hill of St. Mark. It belongs to the town's perimeter fortification, a project assigned to engineer Ferdinando Vitelli. Was named new in order to be distinguished from the existing fortress on the eastern side of the town, which is called the Old Fortress. So here we have it, the new fortress, built in 1576, I guess.
I wonder how when the old one was
I don't know. But it's nice. Very pretty. These look like crepe myrtles. Here, really trimmed the heck out of them, but that's what they look like. Yeah, these walls are really thick. Wow. This looks like solid marble or something solid, at least solid granite. Wow. Serious rocks. It's using Google Translate where you actually use the camera to translate.
The great Russian naval commodore Fyodor Yuzhkov, a soldier and a diplomat, for his huge and something first creation of the Republic of Seli Ostrov in honor of the establishment of the state of Eftenes.
Okay. Well, there you have it. Whatever that means. better than what I could have read. Here's another view of that city wall fortress. Huge. Thing's huge. And very old trees here. They trimmed the heck out of them. And this seems like the most direct route is to follow this road around here. So it curves around and curves back, and then we're at the fort. Wow, Greek breakfast. Not just any breakfast. So it looks like most people were headed to the old town where all the shopping is at and the restaurants. So we are going to go to the fort. And here's another view of the new fort. And there's our ship right there. So we're walking to the, is this the old fort? I think it is. Anyway, so there's a restaurant down here on the way there. More huge walls. So we've seen the new fortress of Corfu, and this is the old fortress of Corfu. And they built some new stuff here, but it almost looks like just a square top of the hill, and I think that's the old fortress that's kind of gotten eroded away and plants growing and all kinds of things like that. And looks like you have to go this way and that way to get there. We're continuing our walk here to the old fort, and everything here looks old. Very cool looking. You don't see this in Santa Clarita. Turn the corner here and we are headed in this direction. So this is the Asian Art Museum. 10 euros to get in. And we are not going to do that, although it's probably a nice exhibit. We're sort of doing things on the cheap here. And there's so much to see that's free, what's the point in paying? Anyway, this is next to the Asian Art Museum. We're going to walk around here a little bit. It's very pretty. So this is bird of paradise, just like in our backyard. There's agaves over there. They look like agaves. Not sure what that is. Bougainvilleas. These look like ice plants. And this is a eucalyptus. Or it appears to be a eucalyptus. It is, yes. And then this is a pine, which we have many of those in our backyard. So the climate must be similar to Santa Clarita, because A lot of the trees are the same. Okay, big parking lot and lots of shopping down that way. Lots of buses over there. So I think I'm gonna go this way. Well, here's another shot of the Asian Art Museum. Get out of the way of the tree here. And this area here looks like there's a bunch of restaurant shopping kind of stuff right there. I thought those were tents where they sell stuff, but they're actually outdoor dining. So the weather's perfect right now, so I would be dining outdoors if I lived here. There we are, Corfu. Walking around, I kind of got off. This is the main thoroughfare there, going on some of the side streets here. Like a lot of European towns, little tiny pathways all over the place. This looks like a church. Yeah, I think it is. Okay, I'm not gonna go in. Anyway, I'm off the beaten path again. A lot of religious stuff you can buy in this little alley. Okay, we're here at some kind of square thing. And I was gonna go that way. It looks pretty crowded though. Okay, looks like a church in that direction. And we're still headed this direction, or I am. I'm cutting through an alley here to get back to the square. I got a little bit turned around, but my Google Maps is working fine. It does get a little confusing, these narrow streets. So you get within a few hundred yards, I think, of where you need to be. So here's the old fort. Looks like you gotta walk all the way to the top. I see people up there. So I'll check this out. I don't know if there's a fee or not. So it looks like there is a fee. I don't know what it is. Okay, so here's the price. 10 euros, but it's 5 euros if you're over 65. I don't know what the other stuff is. So non-EU you get free admission, or if you're under 25 you get free admission. Oh. So here's the old fortress from the outside. It's really high. 5 euros to get in for if you're over 65. So probably worth it if you're over 65. But a lot of times from the outside it's pretty cool looking. This is pretty cool looking. So I wonder, is that a moat? Or originally was it a moat? Anyway, a little waterway that invading armies had to cross. And we got more stuff that way. Then looks like you can go up to the top there if you want. All right, here's the other side of the old fort. And this is, I'll go down there a little ways, but this is about all you can see. Pretty cool though. Sometimes it's nice to see the stuff from the outside. Once you're too close, you don't really get a good view. Well, that looks like a tour group there. Maybe from the ship? I don't know. Seems like a lot of tour groups here. You can tell by all the buses. So they said April 1st is when the tourist season starts, and this is like the 5th. So I can't imagine what it's like during the summer. It's like wall-to-wall buses probably. Anyway, this is a good time of year to come though. We're in April. Weather's very nice. So it does tend to rain a little bit, but not so much as put a damper in any of our plans, other than Heraklion, I think is how you say it, where it was pouring rain in the morning, then stopped. But we had already planned on it raining all day, so we went back to the ship early. Another view. Looks like a canal. Maybe that was originally a moat. I don't know. Anyway, we have a view of the harbor here. Love this Mediterranean water. It looks so clean and clear. Of course, at one time, the Detroit River was really polluted and it looked really clear because nothing could survive in it. So I hope that's not the case here. Maybe I shouldn't put that in the video. Okay, here's a view of the other side of the fortress. And this is a nice view. You can see more of what's on this side. You can't really see that building right there. And then there looks like a tower parapet of some kind jutting out into the ocean. A little pan around the park here. And a bunch of flowers planted here. These are nice, pansies. Very pretty. So I'm just walking through this park area here. It's really nice. So behind that is the fort. So I'm going up this way where people are eating outside. Okay, I am headed back this way. I don't film too much of these streets because they'll start to look the same after a while. So, but anyway, this is what it looks like. I looped around the old fortress and now I'm headed back to the museum with the Asian art exhibit. A lot fewer people this way. This would have been a really cool still picture here. So I'm headed this way now. Also, another cool still picture all along here. Well, if you had a cool camera that could take all these pictures, these are pretty cool looking pictures right here. People's clothes hanging out. Nice. Okay, I rounded the corner and there's our ship. So I'm gonna walk back to the port now. I've pretty much seen everything I wanted to see, which was the new fort and the old fort and the old town. So I didn't need to cover every square inch of the old town. Nothing against Corfu, but these places start to all look the same after a while. So I'm headed back to the ship now. Looks like they tore down a building here. It's kind of cool looking. Very old stones here. And the ship is that direction above the trash cans. There's our ship. Another shot of what appears to be a really old wall. So, pretty cool. So this side of the street is pretty cool. These look like residences where people live. I guess I could cut through that way, but I'm not going to. So I'm back here where the buses pick people up. So I believe this is where you get the shuttle also from Princess. We talked to a lady and she kind of pointed in this direction. So that's where it's at, and a good landmark is the new fort right here. So almost across the street. And of course the Piraeus, which is a bank. I believe it's a bank. In the other cities we've been in, Piraeus has been a bank other than a city. And we didn't buy the shuttle tickets, so we are going to walk back, or I'm going to walk back, and I'm not sure what Kate's up to. I didn't buy any internet today because I didn't plan on being gone that long. I just wanted to look at the forts, and that's pretty much it. So sort of across the street from the pirate ship is a place to eat called Old Buoy. It appears to be very popular. I don't know if it's because it's closest to the cruise ship or the ports, or it's a hidden gem. But anyway, it's popular, so check it out. So there's our ship right there, and I believe this is the local cruise port, and so you have to go around the harbor here to get to our entrance. And I'm walking outside the gate right now, so I don't know if you can get to the other side from the inside the gate, so I don't want to take a chance. Maybe you can, but there's no point in trying because I know this will get me there. There was a sign that says if you go this way you can get to the Asian Art Museum, which is where I just came from. So I may have come the roundabout way. There may be a shortcut, but I know this way works. So next time I'm here, I'll try that way, see where it takes me. As I said, I know this gets me back, so I'm not feeling adventurous today to go exploring in other places. Okay, I'm now back at the domestic terminal. They got this roundabout here. Ship's getting bigger. I haven't seen any money exchange places around here, but I've seen ATMs, so if you need euros, you can go to an ATM. I found a little map here of where we're at. So I was over in this area over here, and I walked pretty much like this, and I'm here right now, and I'm going to go down here and get on the shuttle to the ship. While I'm strolling along here, I thought I'd mention that Corfu wasn't a normal stop on our world cruise. The captain changed the plans because there was some foul weather. I think it was the Ionian Sea, not sure. Anyway, and we were supposed to go to Dubrovnik. So, and then another port, which I don't remember what it was, but another port, and we've skipped both of those ports, and we're going to Corfu and another port, and I don't remember the name of that one, but there'll be a video about it as soon as we get there. So Corfu is a touristy place, from what I've read, and it's nice. It's kind of typical, like a lot of these cities along the coastlines, with an old town and forts and huge walls that are centuries old. So I am headed back now. Oh, here's a sign here. Let's see what this says. Oh, looks like it's all in Greek. Nope, it's not all in Greek, but I'm not sure what that is. But anyway, we keep going this way. I know you go this way to get to the port. So we are headed over there where that bus is at. I believe that's the entrance to our cruise port. It looks like one of the shuttles lets you out right here, or maybe it lets you out inside. Okay, I came from this way. There's a sign right there, and you go through the gate right here. When we go that direction, there's a couple of people headed in that direction. These people look like they know where they're going, so I'm going to follow them. And behind that red ship there, I believe that's the building we need to go in. Or it's an orange building. Most everybody's headed to the orange building here. That's where you go through, and then I can see the shuttle bus sitting out there on the other side of the building. And there's our ship. And there's another shuttle bus. Okay, here's the entrance to the terminal. Came from back that way. Here's the terminal to get to the cruise ship. Straight this way. I'm up on deck 15. Thought I'd get a shot here of Corfu. So this is what the port looks like. And that's how you get out, basically, through that orange building right there. There's a bus that picks you up somewhere around here. I don't see the bus right now, but it's around. Trust me, it's here. And then you can walk out that way and then head into the old town. And this is the new fort, and then that's the old fort right there. And then Old Town is kind of in this area right in here. So it's a pretty good walk. They said it's a mile. Seemed like it went by pretty quick when we did it, but that's probably because there's a lot to see on the way there. Probably took half an hour, I'm thinking. A few stops in there. Anyway, very nice port. We're here till 7:30 actually. So I'll do the other side also. Not as much to see. This is the other side of the ship. Not as much to see on this side. Housing kind of scattered about. A couple of islands. Not sure what that is. I had to zoom in on that. I wish I could zoom in. I can't zoom in with a GoPro. Maybe I'll use my other camera just to see what that is. Almost looks like a little fort in the middle of the harbor. Okay, that's all for now.